everyone. Welcome back to Marketing Qualified.
Happy Friday. It's Overlooked Nick and Miss Sweetest Fish here for your Marketing Qualified rundown.
I'm back. I swam away there for a week, but I'm back.
I know she's back. She the fish got sick and then got healthy again, so it's all good.
I managed. It wasn't that bad, but here we are. I'm super excited to be back and talk a little bit about marketing. I loved the topic in today's newsletter.
Two good topics: the most overlooked type of marketing, and a pretty damn cool ad template for paid media, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever you want to, any ad, Reddit, any ad platform. We'll talk about that. So, all right, we ready to dive in?
Let's do it.
All right, what is the most overlooked type of marketing besides me?
No. I did not see that one coming. I've actually argued this a long time. We've talked about it before, but your customers, your existing customers, it's always a lot of focus on the net new and bringing new prospects in, feed the funnel, but we forget about the customers we already have and how to avoid a churn from that group.
Yeah. I mean, it's an old saying, right? It's easier to keep the customers you have than try to win new customers. And I think break it down to math, right? I mean, if you gain 2 million in new revenue, you lose $1 million to churn, versus you gain 2 million in revenue, only lose 500K to churn, and gain 250 to upsell. Like, obviously, the second scenario is significantly easier and better for your business, right?
Yeah. And there's so much more that goes into that, because part of it is too, I think that when you start focusing on your existing customers, you build relationships, you build trust,
you build referrals.
Yeah, referral. You're creating that word of mouth channel into your business too, because people love working with you and they will continue to come back.
So I think the key is, I think nobody would argue that paying attention to customers, reducing churn makes sense. Like, I think we should get our Captain Obvious hats on for that. But I think that what we really want to talk about today is what are some examples of what you can do tactically. And I think let's maybe flip up that Grammarly.
Yeah.
Great job. Who doesn't use Grammarly these days? It's funny that people wouldn't use this or wouldn't pay for the premium version, but they do a great job of highlighting when you try to leave, what are you missing? Right. Yeah. And it's a little hard to see on the screen, but I mean, if you look at the newsletter in your email box, it goes through a lot more detail of showing the value, errors identified, really showing what you're going to lose if you stop taking the service.
Right. And they quantify it, like they put numbers on it. It's very easy to distinguish and see the value that they're trying to communicate. I think they're doing it great using numbers.
Yeah, and it's hard. I mean, I think sometimes with any service in B2B or B2C, when you cancel it, like you do forget how much you used it. And so this is a great way, no matter what, if it's a service, it's a product, doesn't matter. So when this stuff happens, it's a great way, if they are trying to churn, to really show the value. And let's use a real example from on the services side. So if you have let's say you do a marketing campaign, or you do some type of, or even an IT company provides a service that's a one-time assessment, make sure that we're really quantifying and showing what we did in the language that makes sense for the customer, because then again, you're showing the value of what they're going to lose out on if they go away.
And even better, I'd say, is to do that throughout. It's great when customers are about to leave, that you create this FOMO effect. Like, this is where you're going to miss out on. But you can also try to invest a little bit sooner in those relationships, so they also know, this is what we are doing for you. This is the value that we bring to the table.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's look at the second example.
We had Canva here too. I love Canva.
They're awesome. And I know Adobe probably hates them, because there's so many people that have transitioned from using Canva, and Canva, early on was like, oh, don't use that. The purists want to go through Adobe, but Canva's a great tool. It's a great marketing tool, great for just doing a lot of things. But their example here, it's hilarious, right? Like, are you sure you want to cancel? These are all the things you're going to miss out on. Right? So simple.
Sometimes I even go in because you know how when you want to cancel, they give you an offer, like a coupon or a discount or whatever to stay on. So sometimes I'll do it even though I'm not planning on, but just to see what I'll get if I cancel. It's not
Yeah.
bad.
It is that's one of my pet peeves though about like subscription services, that the new customers get better deals than existing customers. Like it's just a bad taste in your mouth about that. But
Agree.
all right, so that's two good examples of how to make it easy, try to bring value when somebody is trying to leave, and try to reduce churn.
Yes.
All right.
Ads.
Ads.
Yeah, let's throw this one up here. If you're in a pinch, here's a template for you. Which is, I cannot say that better than what we wrote in the newsletter, but because you have everything here, yet we're like, just copy this whole layout when you're trying to put an ad together.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times, especially in trying to create ads, you're limited time. You have to do things really fast. And hey, is it great to be super, super creative and come up with all these amazing things? Yes, but if you need to crank out 10 ads in in an hour or two, this is a great template. We highly recommend. Obviously, creating the FOMO, persuading statistics, having a really call to value there, and having a CTA that really works. The thing that we were talking about, obviously, before we went live, was really the ads with the face, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a lot of debate, and we could probably have a whole nother conversation about people on ads. But I do think, historically, this is a good way. If the person you see in an ad, and I think this is proven with probably science, that if you can relate to the person in the ad, then you're more likely to maybe click on the ad, or if the ad draws you to it because of that person, whether it be an influencer, whether it be whoever it is. So great template if you're stuck.
I think outside of the person here, which I do have an opinion on, but I won't go down that path. But I think the social proof here is the most important thing. Like ad numbers that are actually showing whatever you're trying to solve with that or with the product.
Sure. All right. Last thing, I think, before we jump into our meme, I think this was a really interesting topic just on our headlines, is that Gen Z is exploring Facebook and boomers are using TikTok. So I'm going to give you a quick stat, which I thought this is hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
So Facebook users continue to decrease across all generations except Gen Z, which is odd, right? Because it just seems odd. But TikTok is actually has reached saturation on Gen Z, but is growing in the baby boomer space. So if you think about that paradox, we have people that now, boomers, the older people, moving to TikTok. So from an advertising marketing perspective, I think we're all going to have to look in the next quarter, next couple quarters, where are we placing our focus and focusing on ads? So you have to be really cognizant of where your audience is moving to and which platform. And obviously Gen Z and some other people, I mean, they're fickle, so they can, and so are boomers. Everybody's fickle, I should say. So you're bouncing from platform to platform. So I think you have to pay really close attention to where things are going so you can put your ad money and your focus in the right place.
Just don't put everything into this bucket, whatever you're doing with social platforms, because at the end of the day, I mean, look at everything around TikTok. It's still, at the end of the day, you're borrowing an audience. You're not owning anything there.
For sure.
You can end in a heartbeat. But I find it very interesting. I'm going to dig into that a little bit more. We're just going to get on TikTok before it's too late.
All right. I think that's it, right?
Fun stuff. I mean, it's your favorite part, love.
This is, This is also, if you're a marketer and you've been inside too much and you start to exercise, your heart actually looks like the website's down too. So
I don't think my heart ever gets to that though. My resting heart rate, but.
All right. Well, that's it, right? That is it for the rundown.
That is it for this week. We'll be back again next week. Don't forget to subscribe at marketingqualified.co so you get this email right in your inbox as well. And
we did launch a brand new newsletter this week from the Swedish Fish, also in the marketing partner realm. So slight call out to that. Where can they go to learn more?
partnerscience.tech.
All right, check
I'll
it
drop
out.
the link in the description too, so you have it. But yeah, check it out. Subscribe for behavioral science applied to growing your channel strategy and partnership. It's a really cool topic.
All right, we'll see you next week.